Most people spend their entire lives chasing money, approval, success, and happiness. Yet very few ever stop to ask a dangerous question. What if everything we're chasing is being chased the wrong way? Welcome back to the channel. This is the space where we decode ideas that actually change how you think, earn, and live. Not motivation, not hype, just timeless principles explained clearly so you can apply them in the real world. Now listen carefully. If you study the lives of people who quietly build massive wealth, deep peace, and long-term freedom, you'll notice something strange. They don't rush, they don't chase, they don't compete loudly, and they don't live by society's default rules. Naval Ravikant is one of those people. He's not famous for loud success, he's famous for calm clarity. An investor in companies like Uber, Twitter, and many others, but more importantly, a thinker who understands how wealth and happiness actually work beneath the surface. This book is not about getting rich quick, it's not about positive thinking, and it's definitely not about grinding 24/7. It's about understanding reality so clearly that money, freedom, and peace become natural side effects. Let's start with the most misunderstood word in modern life: wealth. Most people think wealth means money in the bank. Naval makes a sharp distinction. Money is something you earn. Wealth is something you build. Money is just a tool for transferring time and effort. Wealth is assets that earn while you sleep. If you stop working and your income stops, you were never wealthy. You were just well paid. Real wealth gives you freedom. Freedom from alarm clocks, freedom from bosses, freedom from needing to impress anyone. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Wealth is not created by working harder. It's created by working differently. Hard work alone is replaceable. Time alone is limited. If you trade hours for money, you are capped, no matter how talented you are. This is why Naval says one of the most important principles of wealth creation is learning how to separate your income from your time. Look at people who scale massively. Writers, coders, founders, investors, creators. They produce something once and distribute it to millions. A piece of code can run 1,000 times without extra effort. A video can reach millions without the creator being present. A product can sell globally while the founder sleeps. This is leverage. And leverage is the force multiplier of modern wealth. There are three major forms of leverage in the world today: capital, labor, and products that scale without permission. Capital is money working for you. Labor is people working for you. But the most powerful leverage now is permissionless leverage, code and media. You don't need anyone's approval to write software. You don't need a boss to publish content. You don't need investors to share ideas online. This is why modern wealth is being created faster than ever before by individuals, not institutions. But here's the mistake people make. They chase leverage without building the foundation. Leverage amplifies who you already are. If you lack skill, leverage magnifies failure. If you lack judgment, leverage multiplies mistakes. That's why Naval emphasizes specific knowledge. Specific knowledge is knowledge that cannot be easily taught in a classroom. It's not generic, it's not standardized, it's not something everyone has. Specific knowledge comes from your natural curiosity, your unique experiences, your obsessions, your long-term interests. For example, anyone can learn accounting basics, but not everyone can develop deep intuition about markets, human behavior, or product design. Specific knowledge feels like play to you, but looks like work to others. And here's the key insight. Society does not know how to train for specific knowledge. That's why it's rewarded so highly. If something can be trained easily, it can be automated or outsourced. If something is uniquely human and creatively driven, it compounds. This is why following passion blindly is dangerous, but ignoring curiosity is fatal. Naval doesn't say do what you love. He says figure out what feels effortless to you but valuable to others. The market rewards authenticity, not effort. Another critical idea? Compounding is not just for money. Learning compounds, relationships compound, reputation compounds, decision-making compounds. A single good decision repeated over years creates extraordinary outcomes. Most people want instant results. Naval plays long-term games with long-term people. He avoids short-term wins that damage trust. He avoids relationships that don't compound. He avoids environments that reward ego instead of truth. And this leads to one of the most powerful principles in the book. Play games where you can't lose. If your downside is limited and your upside is massive, you should take the bet. Writing online costs little, but can reach millions. Learning skills costs time, but unlocks leverage forever. Building reputation slowly creates opportunities that money cannot buy. This is also why Naval believes status games are dangerous. Status is a zero-sum game. For someone to win, someone else must lose. It breeds anxiety, comparison, and insecurity. Wealth creation, when done correctly, is positive-sum. You create value and everyone benefits. If you chase status, you will never feel enough. If you build wealth through value, peace becomes possible. And now we arrive at the deeper half of the book, happiness. Naval's view of happiness is radically different from mainstream thinking. He doesn't see happiness as something you achieve, he sees it as something you remove obstacles to. Desire, in his view, is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. The more desires you accumulate, the more suffering you create. This doesn't mean you shouldn't want anything. It means you should choose desires consciously instead of absorbing them from society. Most desires are not yours. They're downloaded from ads, peers, culture, and comparison. Happiness, according to Naval, is not pleasure. Pleasure is temporary. Happiness is peace. Peace comes from clarity. Clarity comes from understanding yourself, and understanding yourself requires stillness. This is why Naval emphasizes medication, not as a spiritual trend, but as mental hygiene. A mind that cannot sit still will always seek distraction. A distracted mind cannot see truth, and a mind that cannot see truth cannot be at peace. Happiness is the absence of desire for things to be different than they are right now. This doesn't mean passive living. It means accepting reality before trying to change it. The moment you stop arguing with reality, suffering decreases. And here's a powerful realization. If you can be happy with little, you are already rich. The happiest people don't need much. They enjoy simple things. They aren't constantly negotiating with life. Naval believes happiness is a skill, just like wealth, and skills can be learned. But learning happiness requires unlearning beliefs. Beliefs like I'll be happy when I make more money, when I get recognition, when I prove something to others. Those conditions push happiness into the future, where it never arrives. Real happiness is internal. External success can support it, but cannot create it. Wealth without inner peace creates new anxieties. Success without self-knowledge creates emptiness. Freedom without clarity creates chaos. This is why Naval places happiness above wealth. Because once you understand happiness, wealth becomes easier and less dangerous.
One of the most misunderstood ideas in modern life is retirement. Most people imagine retirement as freedom. Naval sees it as a red flag. If your dream life only begins after you stop working, you have designed a life you are trying to escape from. True freedom is not an age-paced reward. It's a present-state condition. Naval defines retirement very simply: when you stop sacrificing today for an imaginary tomorrow. If you're doing something you enjoy with people you respect at a pace you control, you are already retired, regardless of your bank balance. This changes how you think about careers. Instead of asking, how much does this pay? The better question becomes, does this compound my freedom? Some jobs pay well, but drain your energy, creativity, and health. Others pay less initially but build skills, leverage, and optionality. Optionality is power. When you have options, you negotiate from strength. When you lack options, you accept terms you shouldn't. This is why Naval stresses building skills before chasing money. Money without skills disappears. Skills without money eventually attract money. People who get rich too quickly without understanding wealth often lose it. People who understand value creation rarely stay poor for long. Another key idea is judgment. In the long run, your outcomes are not determined by how hard you work, but by the quality of decisions you repeatedly make. Judgment is knowing what to do when rules don't apply. Two people can work the same hours, read the same books, and still end up in completely different places. The difference is judgment. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience often comes from bad judgment. This is why Naval encourages taking calculated risks early in life, when mistakes are cheap and recovery time is long. Playing it too safe early makes life expensive later. Naval also talks about the illusion of busyness. Modern society rewards visible effort, not meaningful output. People confuse activity with progress. Being busy feels productive, but it often hides avoidance. True work requires thinking, and thinking looks like doing nothing. This is why the most valuable decisions are often made in silence, not in meetings. Naval values reading over networking, solitude over noise, clarity over speed. He believes reading is the fastest way to upgrade your operating system. But not all reading is equal. Reading to impress others is useless. Reading to genuinely understand how the world works is powerful. A few great books, read slowly and revisited often, are worth more than hundreds skimmed once. And knowledge compounds best when combined with action. Learning without doing creates illusion. Doing without learning creates repetition. The best performers build feedback loops. They act, observe results, adjust, and repeat. This brings us to accountability. Naval prefers full accountability because it brings full rewards. If you want unlimited upside, you must accept responsibility for outcomes. Employees trade upside for stability. Entrepreneurs trade stability for upside. Neither is morally superior, but pretending you want upside without responsibility leads to frustration. If you want freedom, you must accept uncertainty, and uncertainty is uncomfortable. Most people would rather accept guaranteed dissatisfaction than uncertain possibility. Naval is comfortable with uncertainty because he trusts his ability to adapt. Adaptability is a hidden form of wealth. If you can learn quickly, recover fast, and stay calm under pressure, external shocks lose their power. This is also why Naval minimizes lifestyle inflation. The more expensive your life becomes, the more trapped you are by it. A person with low expenses and high skills is nearly unstoppable. Freedom is not having more, freedom is needing less. Now let's talk about identity. Most suffering comes from identity attachment. I am my job, I am my status, I am my success. When these external labels change, the self collapses. Naval warns against tying identity to temporary things. Markets crash, industries die, titles disappear, but character remains. Build identity around principles, not positions. This is also why he avoids public drama, outrage, and constant opinion warfare. Emotional reactions leak energy. Calm thinking preserves it. A calm mind sees opportunities that an emotional mind misses. Naval's approach to life is not aggressive, it's precise. He doesn't chase attention, he lets attention find value. He doesn't compete with many people, he competes with himself from yesterday. And this brings us back to happiness. Happiness is not about positive emotions all the time. It's about freedom from negative ones. Freedom from envy, freedom from anger, freedom from resentment, freedom from comparison. Comparison is the fastest way to kill joy. Social media has turned comparison into a full-time occupation. Naval suggests a simple solution. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to other people's highlight reels. Better yet, stop playing the comparison game altogether. Choose internal metrics. Am I learning? Am I improving? Am I living according to my values? If the answer is yes, external rankings lose importance. Happiness in Naval's philosophy is contentment with the present plus optimism about the future. You don't need everything to go right. You need clarity about what matters, and clarity often requires subtraction. Subtract toxic relationships, subtract unnecessary commitments, subtract desires that don't serve you. The more you remove, lighter life becomes. This is why Naval believes the happiest people are not the ones who achieved everything, but the ones who eliminated what didn't matter.
At the deepest level, everything Naval talks about points to one destination: freedom. Not political freedom, not social freedom, but internal freedom. External freedom, money, time, and independence, is valuable only because it protects internal freedom. Without internal freedom, external success becomes another prison. This is why Naval often says that the ultimate goal is not wealth, but peace. Wealth is a tool. Peace is the end. Many people reach financial success and discover they are more anxious than before. Why? Because money amplified unresolved internal conflicts. If you are insecure, money increases insecurity. If you are fearful, money increases fear. If you are calm, money increases calm. Money is a magnifier. This is why Naval encourages working on the inner game before obsessing over the outer one. A person who is internally free cannot be manipulated easily. They don't chase approval. They don't fear missing out. They don't panic under pressure. Calmness becomes their competitive advantage. In business, in relationships, in decision-making, calm people see clearly when others react emotionally. Most people think aggression wins. Naval believes clarity wins. Aggression creates friction. Clarity creates leverage. This applies to communication as well. Naval prefers simple language over complex jargon, simple thinking over clever arguments, truth over performance. When you speak clearly, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you live clearly. He avoids saying things just to sound intelligent. He focuses on being accurate. This mindset spills into how he views success. Success is not about being ahead of others. It's about being aligned with yourself. If you win externally but lose internally, you have failed. If you are at peace internally, even modest external success feels rich. Naval also challenges the idea that life must be hard. Life becomes hard when you fight reality. When you accept reality, work with it, and design your life around your strengths, effort decreases. Effortlessness is not laziness, it's alignment. When you're aligned with your nature, progress feels natural. This is why Naval values self-awareness so highly. Most people never pause long enough to ask, what am I actually good at? What do I enjoy doing? What drains me? Instead, they copy paths that worked for others and wonder why they feel empty. No one can compete with you at being you, but that requires knowing who you are, and knowing yourself requires solitude. Naval does not fear being alone, he values it. Solitude is where clarity forms. Silence is where noise dissolves. Stillness is where truth appears. A mind constantly stimulated cannot hear itself. This is why he limits news consumption, avoids constant updates, and ignores most public opinion. News makes you reactive. Wisdom makes you proactive. Most news does not improve decision-making. It just feeds anxiety. Long-term thinking requires stepping back from short-term noise. And now, let's bring everything together. Wealth, according to Naval, is the ability to have your lifestyle paid for by assets. Happiness is the ability to enjoy your life regardless of external conditions. Freedom is having both. You build wealth by creating value at scale, using leverage, judgment, and specific knowledge.
You build happiness by reducing unnecessary desire, understanding yourself, and accepting reality. Both require patience. Both require long-term thinking. Neither can be rushed. Naval's philosophy is not flashy. It's quiet, and that's why it works. It doesn't promise shortcuts. It offers clarity. It doesn't sell motivation. It builds understanding. And understanding is power. If you understand how wealth works, you stop chasing money. If you understand how happiness works, you stop chasing approval. If you understand yourself, you stop chasing identity. And when chasing stops, life opens. You start choosing instead of reacting, designing instead of escaping, living instead of postponing. This is the real lesson of the Almanack of Naval Ravikant. Not how to get rich fast, not how to be happy all the time, but how to live deliberately. To build a life where money supports freedom, where work feels meaningful, where happiness is not postponed, where calm replaces chaos. And if there's one final idea to leave you with, it's this. The goal is not to become someone else. The goal is to remove everything that prevents you from being yourself. When you do that, wealth becomes easier, happiness becomes natural, and life becomes lighter. If this breakdown helped you see wealth, happiness, and freedom more clearly, take a moment to support the channel. Like the video so more people can find it. Share it with someone who needs clarity right now. And subscribe if you want more deep, timeless ideas that actually improve how you think and live. Because the right ideas, applied patiently, don't just change your income, they change your entire life. I'll see you in the next video.